Welcome back, guys, to another video. Here's Detailing with Gary. So today we're gonna be just giving a nice regular wash on the Cruze, and then we're probably gonna do the Lincoln next. So right here I'm gonna just basically do a simple wash here. I'm gonna just do a time lapse and all, because probably tomorrow I'll be applying that ceramic coating to this car, and if I have enough I'll probably do it to the Lincoln, but it'll most likely be the Lincoln first, and then if there's still left over I might do this one, but we're still not too sure yet. But I'll decide that tomorrow, since this is my day off tomorrow, and then I'll just got kind of out of work today. But we're gonna basically be getting started here. So just a regular wash, nothing too crazy. The wheels, rims and all that aren't too dirty, so we're just gonna give it a rinse from top to bottom, and that's it. So basically, you guys, I'm just basically starting with the nice simple wash. Quick, nice little rinse, and then just basically adding some soap to the bucket, and then using my grit guard just so I don't get any of that residue at the bottom of my bucket, and then put it on the car and cause any scratches or marring. So basically, nice and easy all the way around, and then get those bottom of the edges. And then the wheels and stuff I didn't do because that car hardly throws, like, no brake dust, so that was kind of a plus. And then just basically dry it, and then we were going to be doing the Lincoln, but I kind of did it off camera just because it was kind of later that day. And then I'm just going to show you guys a clip of the bucket of what happens when you don't use a grit guard, and then you get all that dirt and stuff at the bottom of your bucket. So keep watching. Alright, guys, so we basically finished washing up the Cruze. As you guys can see, the windows I still do not do yet. I'm just gonna do those once the sun kind of cools down and stuff. But let me get here on the side. As you guys see, now it is nice and washed. This store has a whole bunch of buff marks, but it's because it got replaced and stuff, and then the person didn't really do it right. So it's really not like our fault. But as you guys can see, the ones that we polished versus the ones that we didn't. Terrible job, the person whoever did that. And then on this pillar, I didn't polish this because I only did from about this side right here, just because I didn't want to kind of mess with like the skinnier side, so you guys could see the difference there. And then that trunk, it looks nice. And then just basically the car looks shiny. We got it nice. We're just gonna wait for those tires maybe to dry, maybe throw some tire shine. But other than that, this car is good. And then probably tomorrow, if I have some time, I'll be throwing that ceramic coating. I'm gonna be doing the whole car, my bad, besides this store, and then just basically go from there. And then if my mom comes home soon, we're gonna basically be washing her truck. So just super quick, guys, I washed the truck off camera. As you guys can see, the wheels there, that one is not so wet, but the front one is very little. But just real quick, I was gonna dump out these buckets, and then as you guys see, I have a grit guard here, so I just took it off. And then look at all that dirt that's sitting on the bottom. So all of this potentially will scratch your paint if you do not put a grit guard. So this is why you kind of should, and then you'll just get a slicker finish, better finish, just because you're not gonna be having all those scratches and stuff. And then as you guys can see, it is nice and clean. I got finished drying it, and then I'm probably just gonna do the wheels super quick, and then we'll go from there. But that's basically what I wanted to show you guys, all this dirt here, because it could literally scratch your paint even if it's the smallest things, as you guys can see. All the dirt right there. Alright guys, so as you guys can see, I have the vehicle inside now. She just got home from work, so I'm gonna kind of make this kind of quick here. But I'm just gonna basically go around my Geon prep here, and then just spray down the whole car. I already did the hood, and then just basically go around here, spray it, make sure you get all your cracks and crevices. We're gonna be applying the product. And then it was already washed yesterday, and then it's already been polished out. So now it's just a quick nice little wipe down, and then the blades too. So we're gonna do this to the whole car, and then we'll catch you guys then with the ceramic coating. All the links to the products I'm going to be using, they're going to basically be down in the description down below, so you guys could check them out for yourselves. But basically, it's just this Geon 2 prep is going to take away all those chemicals that we used, whether it was like a spray wax or any of those quick detailer sprays. It's just going to take that right off, and then just going to leave the paint to be nice and slick as possible, so that when we apply that ceramic coating, it's going to give us a good and slick finish. And then just basically go paint to ceramic coating instead of like paint to wax to ceramic coating, and it doesn't bond as well. Alright guys, so now that we basically got everything nicely and wiped out, we're gonna basically just grab or keep one new microfiber towel just before you apply the ceramic coating, just to kind of wipe it down real quick. So right here, we're going to be starting on our hood here. So I'm just going to give it a nice wipe down just to make sure I got everything off here. So now I know that it is nice, slick, and finished. And then we're going to just grab a secondary towel here that's dry and that's also in good conditions, just to have our excess wiped down to allow out the coating once we're done. So basically, we're gonna get our coating here, Avalon King. We're gonna be opening it up and then just shaking it up. Once you get it, it comes in this bottle here, and then in the package, it's right here. So basically, you're gonna let this cure for 24 hours after you apply it, and then don't let it touch rain or anything. I already checked the weather ahead of myself, so we are set and good for that. And then we're gonna be working in 2x2 motions, I'm sorry. So basically, it comes with your gloves, your towel here. I'll be putting it here on the side to kind of even that out. And then our application towels. It's almost like the towels that you use to kind of wipe your glasses. So instead of them just giving you one, they actually give you a couple, which is kind of nice. So like later on, I'll be applying this onto my mom's vehicle. So basically, you're just gonna have the towel kind of set like that above. Nothing too crazy or major. So we're gonna set that down super quick right there while we get our gloves on. So take this right here. Just do the chemicals and all whatnot, whatever goes on But now basically it's nice and clean. As you guys maybe saw, that I did not clean that rear door just because it still needed some body work done and whatever, so I'm not going to be applying it to that. But we're going to basically be doing the roof and then the rest of the car. Just get this on right here. Alright, so in 2-to-2 motions, and then as you go, make sure that you kind of see that rainbow effect. So then I got that little cap thing open. So then you're gonna pour about 4 to 6 drops. So it kind of like just soaks up. So I just poured kind of like a couple, as you saw there. Hopefully this is kind of good. This is my first time doing it, so it's kind of learning experience as well. So basically you just take it and then try to get all the spots, and then if you can't get it, you're gonna basically come back in the other motion, which is basically diagonal here. So I'm gonna stay along with the body line. And then make sure I get all my corners. And then even if you have to, you can go back and then reapply that section. But then make sure you hit that body line. And then after that happens, you're gonna kind of see a rainbow effect. So it's gonna kind of look oily and stuff, and then that's when you're gonna wipe down. So right now I could kind of start to kind of see it kind of oily and hazy. So basically, that's when you're gonna take this towel right here. We're gonna kind of fold it to our measure here. So basically, we're gonna buff this off. Very easy to buff off. And then always remember kind of where you already applied it. So now that we kind of got that nice and even, we're gonna set that down, take our secondary microfiber towel, and then just kind of even out that coating. And then as you go there, I'm gonna show you guys this other side right here along this. So it's kind of hard to tell, like whenever you get drops on here. But then I'm just gonna be following, once again, kind of this body line. And then make sure you get that coverage. And then I'm just gonna bring it back and forth just to make sure I get in those grooves and whatnot. And then basically right there, just kind of look into the light, and then once it kind of gives you that oily appearance, that's where you're gonna wipe down. So right now we're gonna let that kind of sit for a bit, and then I'm just gonna basically kind of fast forward and kind of just talk as the video goes on here, just so that way I can get kind of through this part of the vehicle. So I remember there was this chip here, I kind of went a little bit past. So it's always a good preference to kind of see where you left off. And then I'm gonna go towards that body line right there, and then just bring it back in a crosshatch pattern, just to ensure that you get all that coverage. and all that good protection. So now that I got that there, I'll basically wipe this one off. So it's just kind of working from one way to the other. And then as I could see this one, right away when you apply it, you kind of see that oily effect and stuff. So just give it a little bit of extra time to kind of sit on there. And then basically just take it. And then just kind of give it some passes. So as you guys saw here, I hit this side part and then I kind of hit this half already. So now I'm just gonna hit the lower part of the hood. And then I'll take my secondary and then just kind of make sure you even everything out. So next, I'm gonna be moving on here, but I'm gonna fast forward the video since it's basically the same process. So just stay tuned for the final results at the end. So basically I start off with the hood and then always do 50-50 overlaps on those crotch hatch patterns, and then I usually go up or down and then side to side just to make sure you ensure. And then as you guys can see on the hood there, it was kind of like rainbowy, oily, and then what you're gonna do is basically just wipe it right off, and then super nice and easy. I basically got down through the whole car in about, I would say, less than an hour. So it wasn't that difficult to do. It's just very, very time consuming, and then you just got to be careful where you kind of applied it and stuff, and then make sure you don't have any of that left on the paint, just because if it dries and there's still some on there, you're gonna have like high spots and all that stuff. So always make sure to grab like either a secondary towel or whatnot, so that way it's just nice and dry, and then you get a better and smoother finish and better results. Also, something to throw in there, don't try to wash your car or any of that like past 2 weeks or so when applying this, and then also don't let it touch rain or any of those harmful weathers, just because it won't do no good if you already applied it, and then you're gonna have less of a protection instead of a better protection. Alright guys, so I just kind of stopped here. I'm probably gonna move the car a slightly bit forward here, just because I think it might rain, so that way I can finish up that trunk, because I just got the roof and then basically just the trunk and then the bumper, and then a little bit on that quarter panel side, but just so it doesn't get wet, just because it does need to be cured for that certain amount of time. But already the car is looking nice and sharp, and I can't wait to get it out in the sunlight just to see that amazing reflection out there. But real quick, I'm gonna just pull it in just to double check and make sure I'm good. But probably just off camera, just so I could go a little bit quicker and just keep track of the time. I'm gonna be just doing it kind of off camera, just super quick. There's nothing too crazy, it's just a trunk. And then the roof should go by fast just because it's super flat and easy. And then that's basically it there. As you guys saw, I opened that door just to kind of not go into that other door just because, but that's basically it for this ceramic coating part. And then I'm gonna show you guys the results, and then also you could apply them on your headlights for that ceramic protection, so that way they don't oxidize and get yellow and stuff. So I will probably be applying them to these headlights. Alright guys, so just super quick here, I just want to let you guys know we've basically finished coating this car. And then as you guys see, there are kind of some like chips and stuff. And then as you guys remember, if you guys haven't seen that video, when I polished, I kind of just focused on polishing from here on up, just because there are more chips, and then those chips could kind of, there's going to start to be less and less more of that clear coat. Also up there, there's another one right there when I was talking about earlier, where I kind of worked from like this part that way, just to kind of start off. But now, as you guys see, we got this thing looking nice. And that one door we didn't do, but this door we for sure did do. And then as you guys see, nice and shiny. And then just this one is just more messed up, beat up, more swirls and all that, just because we never even worked on this thing. And then if you really put your like head to it, when you're like here in person, there's a whole bunch of scratches like everywhere. So that's kind of just that right there. But then as you guys see right here, it looks beautifully shiny. I would probably highly recommend, so that way you get this awesome protection on your car. We applied it to the roof as well. As you guys see that reflection, it looks like a mirror, literally. Like if you were to have a black car to this, that would basically look similar, I would say. So the windows and stuff we did not apply it to, just because I was gonna apply it to the Lincoln, just that it was kind of drizzling a little bit, so that's why I didn't kind of mess with any of that stuff. But as you guys see, down this vehicle, super glossy and shiny. As you guys can tell right here, the reflection is insane. I'm gonna try to flip my phone over, and then I'm just gonna see how closely I could get it without catching those trees. So alright guys, so right now, this is literally the door panel. And if I go like this, you guys can see that high reflection. And then right there, those are the trees over there. But you can literally see that high, crazy reflection all the way along. So highly recommend. And then just basically super quick here, this was the towel I used to wash it, and then I kind of just took off my gloves, put that there, and then my GM prep here, just because I was gonna do the my mom's car, the Lincoln. And then yeah, so we're gonna basically leave this here, and then hopefully it doesn't like rain or drizzle, none of that. And then we could get this thing out there, and then just basically pulling the Lincoln, whether it's today or tomorrow, even though I kind of really bad want to do it today because tomorrow I work. But I'm gonna try and see what happens. But as you guys see, this reflection, super glossy once again. That's literally the reflection without me like bringing it up there, as you guys see. Crazy gloss. So real quick, as you guys can see, there's kind of some water on here on the glass. That's why I kind of didn't want to bring it out here. And then just basically looking at the sky and everything, so it might rain harder. Hopefully it doesn't, just because I don't want the car to get wet. All right guys, so now we basically got the Lincoln Navigator here, so it is nice and clean here. Hopefully it doesn't start to rain. which I think it might. If not, I'm just gonna pull it up in here quick and then just try to do my best and maneuver around. But basically, I'm gonna just hit it with that Geon prep, and then we'll go from there. I think it's gonna start to rain. A couple of raindrops coming down. But I'm probably gonna just pull it in here and then just go from there. So I'll just basically be using my Geon prep here. So basically, I like to, whenever I use microfiber towels, I kind of just put them off to the side here, and then I just go ahead and grab a new one that's been washed already. So hopefully it doesn't start to rain. But then this almost kind of smells like a cherry scent. But then a lot of the times I just like to step on the wheel here, and then being super careful, I just get that other part. So now that I basically get a part done, I just keep moving on. Same process that we followed up with Chevy Cruze. We're gonna prep it first, get that thing looking nice and clean as possible, so we have that nice slick finish, and then basically just start applying our ceramic coating, and then just make sure you get any of the areas that you're gonna apply it to, whether it's glass, headlights, and all that cleaned up. Alright guys, so now we basically cleaned everything with Geon prep. So next, I'm gonna get those gloves on, and then just basically start with the hood, and then just basically kind of work my way down that way, and then just see where I could get. I did clean the headlights. I did polish them last summer, so they shouldn't be too bad. So I'm just gonna coat those real quick, and then just basically work my way around the whole car. Now the roof I'm not gonna do just because it sits up higher, and then I don't really have that crazy long reach, or like I have a ladder, but then also I don't want to lean towards the car and then just kind of damage any of like other stuff, like potentially scratching like around the pillars and stuff. So I'm just gonna leave that at that, and then just kind of focus just around the door of the trim and basically down. So I'm also gonna coat this the front glass and then also the rear glass, just to get those hydrophobic properties, and then just basically go from there. So basically, as I mentioned earlier in the video, just gotta pour your guys on your applicator fan, just pour a couple dots. So I'm gonna kind of try to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So like 15 or so, whatever you feel more kind of comfortable with. And then just kind of come down here. And then always make sure you could kind of see like where you're working in, and then just kind of be able to see that hazy look, so that way you get those results that you need. And then if you ever have a body line, just kind of try to work towards it and then against it. So now basically, as I kind of get there, you just basically buff off any of the axis. So basically that's that for basically that part. And then it's just gonna give it that higher gloss. Those hydrophobic properties, I'll also be leaving all these links down in the description down below so you guys can check it out. And then basically it's just gonna protect the vehicle overall. It's gonna look better. It's gonna be easier to wash. That water is gonna basically slip off, and then stuff is just gonna stick to the vehicle a lot less rather than it sticking like a lot more. So that's kind of like the cool thing about this. And then basically, yeah, that's that. So I'll basically just get started here and basically try to knock this out before it gets later. But I'm just gonna basically put this in the time-lapse motion and then just work my way towards the back here and then try to get much done as I can. This is a super easy coating to use, and then you could tell right away where you're kind of like using it and stuff. And then I just poured a couple of dots in there, and then also in the bottle there's a transparent little line that you could see how much you have left or how much you have. So that's kind of cool about that bottle. And then I just basically like to work myself in the bigger part first, so basically like hood and then the fenders, and then just work my way towards the back. And then I didn't really record the back or the sides as much. I just kind of fast forwarded it, but basically it's very easy to use. And then I'll be showing you guys the results and how amazing it turned out. Also, I'm gonna be giving you guys updates like every 2 or every month, depending, we'll see. But basically it turned out amazing. Alright guys, so I basically finished coating the truck, as you guys can tell. Super glossy. And then soon, once that carrying time hits or whenever it's gonna need a wash soon, I'll probably give it a nice wash. But here it is, armor shield. Go get yourself one down in the description down below. But as you guys can tell, super glossy and everything. That glossy finish. And then that tailgate we repainted. It didn't come out like too crazy good, but as you guys can see, it's still somewhat glossy, but not compared to like the original paint, but it still looks pretty good. Like that color matching looks good. Maybe it just needed a little bit of some more clear, but as you guys can tell, super glossy finish all along the whole vehicle, all the way fully around. And then hopefully we could get some good shots of this, maybe like in the sun tomorrow, and then just basically show you guys. But here it is. We can see the Honda Pilot from over here. Maybe we might be doing that Honda soon, we don't know yet. But as you guys can tell, that hood, super glossy, super great product, and also very easy to use. Just basically after those couple wipe downs and stuff, you're just gonna basically wipe it right off, and then Nice and simple, nothing too crazy. Let me just show you guys that box real quick. So I kind of took off my gloves and everything, and then I basically want to put the other stuff in water. I think it's gonna like harden and all of that, so just be that one-time use. But hopefully it doesn't harden, and then we could still use that applicator pad thing. If not, we'll just have to buy another one, no problem. And then just basically coat more cars with this. And then also you can see like how much you have left. So right there, I still have half left, which is pretty insane. Like a little goes a long way. I never would have thought that. I thought maybe you could only coat up to 3 cars. Well, you could probably do 4 full cars. As you guys can see there, that bottle thing, it's kind of hard to tell. But it's a little bit above halfway, which is pretty impressive for like a little bottle. You would think like those spray waxes and stuff, you probably waste more on doing that than rather coating your car, and then it's gonna last longer and better. But then we also coated those headlights nice and shiny, and then I just love that shiny, amazing, beautiful look. So I'm probably gonna park it out here soon, and then that's gonna be that for. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video on that ceramic coating. It came out super nice. Hopefully I'll do some more soon. Maybe hit that thing with the, maybe doing the Audi, or who knows. We might do it to the Lincoln in the garage. But basically that's that for today. But other than that, make sure you hit that like button, and then basically comment down below for any futuristic videos. But other than that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and peace out.